Plastic skeletons and blanket ghosts are festooned over yards across the state, ready to welcome trick-or-treaters on Halloween. But in communities all over Georgia. Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through. This is a public service announcement. This is for the paranormal community, not an American Idol audition. Thank you. Storytellers and historians whisper dark tales of the past that are more hair-raising than any inflatable long ghoul, and some say remnants of the past linger today in old or forgotten places. The Weeping Woman of Hotel Dalton. At 5 stories, the landmark building is the tallest building in downtown Dalton, and also one of the city's most historic structures. The original 1890 building, then called Hotel Dalton, was destroyed by a 1911 fire that devastated the downtown, and it was restored in 1923. It now serves as office space. When local historian Connie Hall Scott began leading haunted ghost tours around the city, she at first did not include the old building in her stops, despite employees there reporting strange occurrences. Quote, "Everyone who worked there believed it was haunted because of a heavy feeling, like someone or something that is there that isn't, that sort of thing, and also a disembodied cry, like a woman crying when there actually wasn't a woman crying there." Hall Scott dug into the building's history but didn't find anything that could indicate it had been haunted, and calls to the owners also yielded no leads. She put the tales of the Weeping Woman aside until a chance conversation with her father, a former police officer, helped her put the pieces together. Hall Scott and her parents were passing the landmark after she had taken them on a tour one night. After the tour, my dad said, "Hey, did I ever tell you about when I was a Dalton police officer and the suicide case I worked at Hotel Dalton?" And of course he had not, she said. In the late 1960s, a woman checked into Hotel Dalton. People remembered her as a pretty young lady, about 17 or 18, who had taken a job as a car hop at the Cherokee Drive-In movie theater. What they didn't know was that she had been involved in a relationship with an older man who apparently had cut things off, leaving her distraught. Some versions of the story say she had become pregnant. Broken-hearted, she brought a pistol up to her third-floor room and ended her short life. When she did not leave her room, the hotel staff sent a bellhop to check on her. He discovered the grisly scene and called the police, and Hall Scott's father, who was still relatively new on the force, was sent to investigate. Hall Scott said she confirmed the story with her father's former partner, the coroner at the time, and even the bellhop who discovered her. That's when she started to believe the weeping sounds employees reported came from the spirit of that unfortunate woman, and she says a visit from an Atlanta psychic in 2011 confirmed it for her. Hall Scott said the psychic honed in on the landmark building without prompting her during one of her downtown tours, and she knew details of what happened that she had never published or shared with anyone. She'd never been to the Dalton before, Hall Scott said. She turned around and she was like, "Wait, what is that building? Don't tell me. Let me tell you." And she went through this whole process of there's a young lady, she's on the 3rd floor, she doesn't want to move on because she's afraid that she might go to the bad place, which is the way she said it. It was over a man, and she shot herself, and she was very dramatic. She talked about how, as the young lady had started pulling the trigger, time kind of elongated and stood still, and she didn't want to do it anymore, but it was already happening, and she's there, and she's very, very sad. Don't
asleep with your light.